It was supposed to be a simple family appearance. Smiles, waves, nothing too personal. But then the mic picked it up. Soft, clear, innocent. "Is Daddy going to die?" Her daughter's voice cut through the noise, silencing the room. Kelly froze. The crew froze. And the world, watching live, heard a question no parent ever wants to answer, especially not like this. That single moment shattered the illusion of control. What had only been whispered in private was now out in the open, on air, unfiltered. A child's fear had just become a nation's heartbreak. Just days before the broadcast, things had already started to unravel behind the scenes. Mark had been quieter lately, moving slower, smiling less. Kelly noticed the weight in his eyes, the kind of heaviness that doesn't go away with rest. But still, they kept going. They smiled through the pain, trying to protect their kids from the truth. When the invitation came for the family to appear on air, Kelly hesitated. But Mark insisted. "Let's do it for them," he had said. Something normal. So they showed up, dressed in matching tones, holding hands, laughing between takes. Everything looked perfect. But kids see things that adults try to hide. Their youngest daughter, just 8, had started asking questions. She watched her dad sleep longer. She noticed him skip dinner. And in that moment, with the cameras rolling and millions watching, the worry inside her finally found words. No one expected the mic to pick it up. No one expected a child's quiet question to pierce through the world of make-believe they had built. But it did. And it changed everything, not just for them, but for everyone watching who had ever tried to protect someone they love from the truth. The studio was full of light, laughter, and that polished energy only television can create. But none of that mattered when she heard her daughter's voice. Small, fragile, and devastatingly real. "Is Daddy going to die?" The words didn't come out loud. They weren't shouted or scripted. They came as a whisper, right into the mic that had been clipped to her little dress for the family segment. No one was supposed to hear it, but they did. Millions did. For a second, time stopped. Kelly blinked, unsure if she had heard it correctly. But when she turned and saw her daughter's eyes, filled with fear, not confusion, she knew. Mark froze beside them. A quiet fell across the set, like someone had turned down the volume on the world. Kelly's hands trembled as she reached for her daughter. There was nothing she could say. No script, no cue card. Just a mother's instinct and a flood of emotion she couldn't hide anymore. People watching at home saw the moment, the tear that slid down her cheek, the way she pulled her daughter close, and the silence that followed. In that silence was every worry, every sleepless night, every moment of pretending everything was okay. That single question had exposed the truth they had tried so hard to keep private. And it broke her, not just as a public figure, but as a wife and a mom. Backstage, the lights were gone. The cameras were off, but Kelly was still shaking. She sat in the dressing room, hands clasped tightly, trying to breathe through the weight pressing on her chest. Her daughter had been taken home early. They said it was best. But the question still echoed in her mind. Is Daddy going to die? It wasn't just a question. It was everything they had been afraid to admit. All the smiles they had forced for the cameras. All the careful answers. All the silent prayers whispered at night. Alone, Kelly let herself break. There was no audience now. No one to be strong for. She covered her mouth to stifle the sobs, but they came anyway, slow and deep from a place of fear she hadn't allowed herself to feel. She was tired of pretending, and for the first time, she was afraid it might be true. Later that night, the house was quiet. No cameras, no phones, just the soft sound of the wind brushing against the windows. Mark lay resting in the dim room. His breath was slow, steady, but weaker than before. Kelly sat by his side, holding his hand gently, like she was afraid it might slip away. Then their daughter came in, clutching a folded paper. "I made this," she whispered, placing it on the bed. It was a drawing, crayons, a picture of them, smiling, holding hands. And above it, in her wobbly handwriting, "Get better, Daddy. I love you." She climbed onto the bed, curled into her father's side, and whispered, "Can we say our prayer?" Kelly nodded, wiping her tears. Together, they closed their eyes and spoke the words they'd said every night. But this time, it wasn't routine. It was hope. A quiet, desperate hope for one more day. As the prayer ended, silence settled over the room. Mark didn't open his eyes. But a small smile moved across his face. Soft, gentle, real. Kelly squeezed his hand. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. Their daughter stayed tucked beside him, holding on to the moment like it could keep him here forever. Outside, the world kept spinning. Cameras, headlines, rumors. But inside this room, it was just love. Quiet, sacred, unshaken love. And in that silence, Kelly realized something. Even in heartbreak, they were still a family, still together, still hoping. If this story touched your heart, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. We're here with you always.